What's up everyone? I got another maintenance video. Last time we did the exhaust. I did a few little shorts of the chain, a couple trail rides. Today we're gonna do oil change, oil filter. What else do I have? And clean the air filter too. So that I'll show you how to do. Show you how to use a quarter for a couple little things. Let me show you. A quarter. We're gonna use a quarter to fix a couple things here or use as a tool, which will include adjusting the clutch lever. Mine loosens up over time, so there's a thing I saw online where you could put a quarter in between the gap and you tighten it to that gap. Again, gap, I'm saying gap a lot, to get the right, what's the word? I don't know, gap. So anyways, I'll show you that as well. My clutch lever on the floor, foot. Your foot clutch lever to shift gears, you know? We're gonna adjust that, make it a little bit lower. I got some new boots the other day, and after trying to shift a couple gears, it's just lost and my boot kept getting stuck. So I wanna see if maybe I could put it at a different angle and be more comfortable riding with it. So I think I will start with draining the oil. Then while that all gets drained and everything, take out the air filter, clean that up. I'll show you the stuff to use for it, and then the all smaller little things. So yeah, I'll show you what you need to start with that. Oil for this bike, which is the 250F. If no one was on the other videos, it takes 10W30 according to the manual. I live in Florida. It's a little bit hotter out here, so I'm running a little bit of a thicker oil. I got two of them. I'll have to double check how much the capacity is, but I think it's a bottle and a half almost, so I'll double check that to confirm. But yeah, I got two of those. The oil filter for the 250F is a KN113 if you're going with the K&N, but that's the only one they had at the store, so got that as well. Now for the air filter, we have No Toil. Just found it at the store. It's the filter cleaner. You know, get all that oil and everything you sprayed on previously off, and it is in this measuring cup. So I'll get to that at some point, but we'll start with the oil first. Got a couple different sockets here, and the rest are in there. But I don't know, I'm just a mess right now, so this is all messy. I cleaned the bike previously, which you want to do before you do any of this, recommended, you know. I re-lubed the chain. I made a video about that, little time lapse. Took this off, cleaned the inner sprocket, and I did take off the skid plate, so these are a little loose. It's going to come back off, but to get to that drain bolt, you're going to have to take off 4 little johns here, and then there's 2 more underneath. So we'll start with that. Also, make sure you have like a little oil jug somewhere, or like an old bottle you could store it. So I got one from Harbor Freight. It was like 10 bucks. So to get this skid plate off, you need a 10mm socket and a ratchet. And this one's already loose. Again, I cleaned it earlier, so I'll take it off now. It is 4 bolts in total. Go ahead and clean it. It builds up with gunk over time and sand and dirt. And how I like to store my things I take off, I throw all the bolts or screws with whatever part I took off, along with the socket I used. Just put it to the side of my messy project. This is the first time we're going to use our quarter here. If you don't have a thicker flathead or the right tool to take this out, it is just a straight line all the way through. So I'd like to put the quarter here, get some pliers of some sort, vice grips, whatever, and just loosen it real quick. If you use too thin of a flathead, it'll just damage up this plastic here. So I found the quarter works pretty good. And just unscrew this here, take it out, and I'll keep this to the side. I'll keep to this side for now. And I did clean this earlier, but again, some dust and whatnot come on these edges here. So wipe it up good, make sure nothing really gets inside of there. Yeah, keep it open so then when you take the bolt off, all the flow can go through. Underneath your dirt bike, it is right here that you'll be unbolting your drain plug to drain all your oil. On the Honda, it is on the left side. It's pretty obvious, there's not much down here. So this bolt here, and it's 12 millimeter. So we'll go ahead and take that off now. If you want to lift it to its side, get that last little oil out. I'll show you how to get to the air filter. Take that out, clean it. What you do when trying to get to your air filter is get yourself a little 8 millimeter socket. Get out this fastener here. Oops. Once that's off, you could just go ahead and pull this all out, and right here is your air filter. For this, you'll need a Phillips head. There's 2 screws on the bottom, 2 screws on top. Just take those out, and this all pops off. Again, you want to keep everything all together. So what I will do is grab these screws here, throw them in the box, just put it to the side. My air filter is fairly dirty, so again, good time to clean it is when you're doing your routine maintenance or every few rides. If you want to be real careful, do it every ride, but yeah, mine is super sandy. A lot of sugar trails down here. We're going to take this out. Forward and slide this out. A little like hinge, you know, and this will be able to come out completely. There's the inside little screen. You got your compartment and everything, and then your air filter. Now, mine is super greasy. I could feel the sand. You could probably see it on the camera too. I'm going to clean this one last time before I replace it. It says use a 1/4 cup, which we have poured out already, and put it into a bucket of water. I only filled it about maybe, I don't know, 3-4 inches. You go ahead and pour that in there, and I would say use a spoon or I don't know, something better to mix than just your hand. This is all I got right now. Any open wounds on your hands, do not mix with your hand. It burned the hell out of my hand. So get a wooden spoon, mix it around, you should be good. I got mine mixed. I'm gonna throw the filter in there. Just mix it around for a second. Another thing, this has like a plastic frame around it, so it's kind of hard to wring out, but don't wring out your filter. Kind of give it a little squeeze on each side and mix it around a little bit more, because if you try and wring this out, you're probably going to tear the filter. They're pretty not durable, so just take good care of it if you're going to reuse it. Another filter is like $30-40, and I don't feel like doing that every time I ride, so this is a good way to reuse a decently good filter. This one was OEM, so yeah. Again, just keep moving around, soak it, squeeze it, and then I'll let it soak for a little bit. Anything or anytime you clean this, go ahead and, if you have a shop vac or a little blower, you know, get all this dirt out of here. Just be careful with this filter. And for me, I don't have anything right now. I'm just gonna wipe it out with a towel, just get as much as I can out of it, and we should be good. It's just a little bit of light riding I've been doing with the dirt, so it's usually just on this surface from what I've seen and inside. So yeah, just clean it without damaging the filter, getting anything in here. No water, it's gonna go straight to your motor. My last little coin trick is going to be from my clutch lever. It's a little loose to my liking. I found a Reddit somewhere. The guy said use a quarter, and when you get this two little, I don't know what you call these little two things loose, you'll be able to adjust the tightness and looseness of this clutch lever. A little thickness of a quarter here, and then retighten everything. So your first thing you will do is pull back your weather plastic thingy-majig here. I have vice grips for this. Just be careful. You don't want to mess up these threads here. But put it over as such. Let's see, that's tight. And this is loose. And I'll put this back a little bit. And this is the one closest to your lever. This one's going to be the one that locks everything. So once you pull this back, you have full adjustment as needed. I'll put my quarter here for thickness and hold it tight. And this is where I will adjust this top piece. So you got to back this up as such. Let's see. It holds the quarter on its own tension. A little bit there. Alright, that's too loose. Try one more turn. Cool. And now I will back this towards the clutch lever to lock everything tight. Get my vice grips. Give it a good snug turn or two. And now it's a quarter thick. We have to take out the oil filter, which I almost forgot about. On this bike, it's on the right side of the motor. It's these two bolts here, little circle reservoir looking thing, 8mm. Now I just made an absolute mess. I'll let this drain a little bit while I take this out. This is the previous KN filter I've had. None of this oil is spilling on the floor. I had the drain jug underneath. I'm going to throw it in the jug, and I'm going to rock this here shortly to get all this oil pulled up inside. I already unboxed mine. This is the brand new one for the CRF250. It's a KN113. Shout out my buddy Ryan. He keeps telling me to do. It's the second time I'm gonna do it. He says pour some oil inside the filter because it is dry when it comes. You don't want any dry runs, or even if it's a few seconds or anything like that. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil inside the filter. That way it has some previous to running the bike. So I like to oil up this little rubber ring here, and I will go throw this in real quick. And goes in as it went out. This black rubber piece will be facing outwards of the engine, and it kind of is just like a sit plug and play type of thing. There's a spring in the back that's the same diameter as the dimple on the other side of the filter. That kind of just sits there basically. I'm gonna have these two circles here on the sides. For this Honda, there's a circle here and a here. Bottom left, top left. So it'll basically align as such. This circle here is gonna fit here with the oil filter circle. So once all that's in, line it up with your threads to put back the bolts. Keep it together. 8mm bolts. Put them back in. Refer to your manual for the torque on these. I believe for the Honda it is 8 or 9 pounds. Just make sure you double check it. I don't have a torque wrench, so I usually go, it's still loose. a little bit past tight, if that makes sense. So once this is snug, just give it one more quarter crank, quarter turn, so to speak. And same thing goes for here. Once it's tight, little quarter crank, and usually I am good to go. Don't have any leaks on this side, which I've had with the previous Yamaha, getting worried and over torquing it. Just best recommendation is go based on your book. If you have a torque wrench, go ahead and just follow the owner's manual on those specs. Well, before you put it in, I like to clean it up. This one was fairly clean prior to me taking it out, but just clean off any oil or residue that's on it. This doesn't have a magnetic tip, but sometimes if you're riding, metal shavings do build up. Clean that out if you have one, and this will go back underneath as shown, and torque it to spec based on your manual. Right here, at least for the 250F, I don't know about any other bikes, it takes about 1.5 US quarts or 1.4 liter. That is going to be this full bottle and about half of this one. Fill hole where the dipstick was, whatever you want to call it. I have a little funnel here that I'll be pouring my oil into. I just set it up at top. Let's go ahead and pour this in as such. Just slow, steady. I have my next bottle ready, and I will be pouring it again until I hit that half-ish or so level on the bottle. And once you get it filled up to the spec, I will wipe any oil and get my dipstick right here. If you haven't wiped it yet, go ahead and wipe it. Thread it back on. This is where our quarter comes in handy again if you don't have the thicker flat head or tool to get this apart. Again, put that quarter on, start tightening it. It doesn't have to be too tight, but just get it to where it's pretty snug. And your dipstick is back on. I know my fill line and everything, but I'll rock this back and forth a little bit. And you could go ahead and take this out with your quarter or anything else. Double check if it's full on the line. If not, pour as needed. Now I'll show you how to start the bike without a dry start. Again, shout out my boy Ryan. He keeps telling me to do this, so I'm gonna listen to the guy that knows what he's doing. But how to start it without a dry start or potential damage to the motor. You know, let it stand for a second and inspect for any leaks at the bottom drain bolt near the oil filter reservoir or dipstick. You could do that prior to starting it. I got everything tight, nothing's coming out, we should be good to go. Gonna have that little temporary second of it having no oil or anything in the motor, completely flown through with the filter. So this just kind of flushes it through without completely starting the motor. And how you do this is keep your finger on this kill switch here, you know, clutch in obviously to start it, and you're gonna hit your electric start. That's at least for this bike. I know people have kick starts and whatnot, but for the 250F, clutch in, kill switch on, and you're gonna click that button over there. I gotta put this down because I don't have a third hand to do this. Thumb on kill switch, clutch in, and you're gonna start it for just about like 3 seconds or so. Alright, that's usually what I try to do. I've only done one oil change on here, and that's what I did last time. So Now that I did that, we'll go ahead and give it a start. Go ahead and take this filter out that we were cleaning earlier, let it dry, and I'll show you how to put that all back in the air box. Now, I did say I was going to mess with this lever, but I haven't ate all day and I need to eat, so I'm gonna make another video about that. But it's super simple. Just a little bolt down here, loosens this up. You could take it down a few notches or up based on the teeth, reinstall it with some blue Loctite, and this will be adjusted. I want to make it a little bit lower. It does sit high, and with the boots can't really get that leverage to lift it up, so I feel like if I lower it, I'll have enough leverage from here to, you know, kick it up more. I'm gonna take it out, go inside, rinse it off, and I'll come back out and just start squeezing all this water off. The soap will be out because, you know, I'm rinsing it with water first. But this is kind of what you want to do once you do get to that point. Squeeze, don't wring, and just get it as dry as possible by squeezing. I'm just gonna let this sit out here in the sun and dry off as best as I can. Once that's done, I'm gonna throw it back into the air filter box. For your air filter, you need air filter oil. It's like a spray usually at stores. I'm gonna go grab it real quick, but it's usually what you spray on once it's dry, recoat it, then you can put it back in the box. So I'm gonna go grab that as well. Add the skid plate back to the bike. Your 4 bolts as we did before, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 on the bottom. Then we're gonna add that as well while the air filter is drying. Get your foam filter oil spray. Shout out to Ryan for the 3rd time. He gave me this bottle. It's probably at your local auto store or bike store. I don't know. You're gonna give this like a light coat, like as such, on the sides. I like to put it on this edge here too. I'll let that dry for a second. It is oil, so it's not going to dry too much. You want to put it back in how it was before. It was like this. There are some little prongs on each side that'll go back in holes, which are toward the back side. You gotta find your clip, which let me take this back out. You just line it up, hold it in place, and get your clip back, your little hinge. You're gonna squeeze them together until it clips back on. Your air filter should settle back into place. Good to go. And I'm gonna put the cover back on. That'll basically be all the maintenance. Now your last step is to put your fender piece back on. Now, I didn't take the seat off. I just did a little pull on it and it all came off. For now, you're going to press on all the edges once it's all lined up, and it will pop back into place. Sort of, I hope. Yeah, as such, you're good. Now, get your 8mm and your bolt that was in this hole and put it back. Basically concludes the video. The bike is done. We got the oil changed, oil filter, little clutch lever tightened, air filter done. I will get to this in another video. I hope this helped some people. that have the same platform. It's relatively the same for most bikes, I want to say. But yeah, I apologize for being, back and forth. We jumped projects through this, but yeah, it's the basic how-to on some of these bike parts and maintenance things. Yeah, stay tuned on the next video, and appreciate y'all watching.